Good afternoon and welcome to our Midday Mull. Today, Thursday, the 30th of April. We've reached the end of the month and we're still in lockdown. However, today the sun is shining. The sky is blue, as you can see through the trees behind me. And I, for one, feel in a much better mood. And I was struck looking at the sky. I had a friend come out from England some years back, and he just made the comment saying, "This is amazing. Your sky is so high." We do have a very high sky, which is wonderful. And it prompted me to think of how our circumstances shape our feelings. And on a day that's cloudy and miserable, it's very easy that we feel miserable as well. On a beautiful, sunny, warm day, my spirits just rise automatically. But our circumstances do affect how we feel. And the Bible recognizes this. I was reading this morning from Psalm 42, well-known opening verse. "As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my God." A psalm that we know well and we sing in various ways, but sometimes we don't quite get the full meaning. And the old metrical psalter, which we have in the hymn book, as pants the heart for cooling streams when heated in the chase, says this isn't just a deer that's feeling a little bit thirsty. This is a deer that's been under duress and has been chased and is desperate for something to drink. And indeed, the psalm, as you read it through, reflects that as well. It's supposed to be locked down, but there's so much driving to and fro. It's amazing. Anyway, the psalm continues, "My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. Where can I go to meet him? My tears have been my food day and night." This is a psalmist who isn't just a little bit looking for God. This is a psalmist who's experiencing desperation. Continues, I think, particularly apposite for the moment. "These things I remember as I pour out my soul, how I used to go to the house of God under the protection of the Mighty One with shouts of joy and praise among the festive throng." How many of us think back to the times when we met as a church in the church rather than online? And we think back of the joy that we experienced then as opposed to what we're going through at the moment. But the psalm recognizes how our feelings will change. And indeed, the psalmist continues, "I say to God, my rock, why have you forgotten me? Why must I go about mourning, oppressed by the enemy?" And what struck me was that the psalmist isn't saying, "I used to think God was my rock," but "I say to God, my rock." God is still the psalmist's rock, despite the fact that that's what he's feeling. And the great thing is that God not only inspired the psalmist to write this, but saw to it that it was incorporated in his word. And so this isn't just some personal reflection. This is God speaking to us through the psalmist and saying, yes, there are going to be times when you will feel like this, and that's fine. We don't have to pretend that things are going well when they're not. We don't have to pretend that we feel happy when we don't. Jesus was human like we are and experienced all our emotions. And so if today, like me, you're looking at the blue sky and the sunshine and you're feeling quite upbeat, fantastic, rejoice, give glory to God. If you're not feeling that, acknowledge it to God. Go and say, "God, you're my rock. Why am I feeling like this?" And be completely honest with God, because God knows anyway. And God doesn't expect us to pretend. God's given us psalms like Psalm 42 for those days when we're feeling completely desolate, left out, forgotten. And what it says is that though we're feeling that way, that's not the truth, because God does see, hear, understand, and he is still our rock. So may you know that true for you today and on the days when you need it. Be blessed.